Good evening, my Real News Midday TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update for Wednesday, September 24, 2025. And in the news this evening, police probing double murder in 4 parts. Detectives in Clarendon have launched a probe into a double murder in the Agro Parker Farms area of 4 parts in Clarendon on Tuesday. The deceased have been identified as 24-year-old Patrick Ricker Thompson, as 24-year-old Patrick Ricker Thompson of Ransbury, Clarendon, and the 28-year-old Janelle Squaddy Callahan of Bullard Content, Yorktown, also in the parish. Police say the men were fatally shot by armed assailants while traveling along a dirt road. Reports are that about 5:30 p.m., Thompson and Callahan, who were riding separate motorcycles, had just left a river in the company of 2 women when they were ambushed by 2 masked gunmen. According to investigators, one of the men confronted Thompson and was overheard saying, "Are you me comfort?" The gunmen then opened fire on both men, sending them running into a nearby farm. Thompson was chased and shot multiple times in the head and the upper body, while Callahan was struck in the upper body and abdomen. The women managed to escape without injuries. The police were summoned to the scene and found the men face down with gunshot wounds. They were rushed to the Mapen Hospital, where they were pronounced dead. The police are appealing to anyone with information to contact the 4 parts police at 987-0429 or Crime Stop at 311. 19 of the 20 students involved in Tuesday's crash along the Dublin Castle Main Road in Gordontown, St. Andrew, have been treated and released from hospital. The crash occurred about 3:15 p.m. It is reported that a highest bus was carrying students from the St. Martin de Porres and the Louis Bennett Coverley primary schools. When on reaching a section of the main road, the vehicle developed mechanical problems. The driver reportedly managed to restart the vehicle, but then it developed further issues and shut off before running backwards down a hill and overturning. Education Minister Dr. Dana Morris Dixon visited the University Hospital of the West Indies, where the students and the driver were treated. She told the news that most of the students received minor injuries, but the driver and his son received burns during the crash and remain hospitalized. The Education Minister said her ministry will be deploying counselors to provide support to the students involved in yesterday's crash in St. Andrew.
So they're critical but stable. I was able to speak to both of them. Both of them were responding to me. So they're going to be okay. Obviously, they have to take care of them because of those severe burns. But the other children, there are a few of them that have slight burns, maybe some injuries, but they are all able to go home. And when I left the hospital, they were going through the last of the x-rays that they were doing. But thank God, they're going to be okay. Because when the accident was spoken about, the teachers were frantic, the other students were frantic. So we'll be providing support to the students tomorrow. We will also be providing support to these children. They are traumatized. I mean, they were telling me stories of them having to break windows to get to them and how they were shaking after the accident. They're traumatized. I mean, they're holding up well. They don't necessarily have the physical signs of the trauma, but internally we know they're feeling it, and so our counselors are being deployed to work with them from tomorrow.
Cyclist crushed by trailer truck near Hero Circle. A man is now dead after he was crushed by a trailer truck while riding his bicycle in the vicinity of Hero Circle on Wednesday morning. Reports are that the man, who was transporting water on his bicycle, was hit and subsequently crushed by the truck. Eyewitnesses say the driver of the truck was alerted by onlookers. The victim, whose identity has not yet been released, is believed to be from the nearby Almond Town community. Police investigations are ongoing. NWC eases water restrictions in parts of the corporate area. The National Water Commission has announced a partial easing of water restrictions in Kingston and St. Andrew. It follows a recent improvement in inflows at the Hermitage Dam, which is now at 100% of capacity. The NWC says the easing of restrictions will take effect immediately, with communities served by the Constant Spring water supply systems immediately seeing a full restoration of supply. This zone includes several major areas such as Havendale, Mannings Hill, Red Hills Road and adjoining communities, as well as areas between Halfway Tree and the Constant Spring. The NWC says that the adjustment comes as storage at Constant Spring has increased to its full capacity of 393 million gallons. On the other hand, at 50.8%, the Mona Reservoir remains below sustainable operating levels. As a result, the NWC says the 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. regulated schedule for customers dependent on the Mona system will remain in place. These areas include New Kingston, Legany, and Easter Kingston. The NWC says it is closely monitoring inflows and anticipates a further improvement as the traditional rainy period continues into October. The Commission says once the Mona Reservoir levels continue to rise with its current trend, it will foster confidence that there is adequate water to sustain operations through to the end of the year. This will enable the NWC to adjust or relax the current regulations. Another security threat disrupts the St. Catherine Court proceedings. Proceedings at the St. Catherine Parish Court in Spanish Town were again disrupted on Wednesday morning following a security threat. About 10:40 a.m., persons with business at the court were ordered to evacuate the premises after a threat reportedly came in via telephone. Members of the Jamaica Fire Brigade were quick on the scene. Attorney-at-law Isaac Buchanan, who had matters in the circuit court, expressed a concern about the issue. "I think it has caused inconvenience, but although it is only a threat, the police cannot take it lightly. Therefore, we have to act responsibly and just await the instructions as to the way forward," Buchanan said. This morning's threat is the third since the start of the year at the court and the surrounding areas. Thank you everyone for watching. See you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. for another news update.